Ahead on Sports Desk, Grey Cup fever's hitting some harder than others as Don Matthews and Ron Lancaster get set for Old Grey. Just like old times, Gretzky and Messier are Alberta bound as they prepare for a great homecoming, while the Leafs and Sabres get set for round 2 in Buffalo. Elijah is happy and healthy to be released from hospital, and Helen starts a comeback. Boris Becker takes a dive for his hometown crowd, and hail to the Chief. The Prez takes a mulligan in Australia. Put on your dancing shoes. Sports Desk is next. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Van Horn, and welcome to the early edition of TSN Sports Desk for this Thursday. We're glad you're with us today. We are one day closer to the 84th Grey Cup in Hamilton this Sunday at Ivor Wynne Stadium. The Eskimos and Argos are both in Hamilton getting ready. The entire season comes down to one game, and both want to make sure they have all the bases covered. Darren Detition is also in Hamilton to supply us with the goods, and he joins us now. Darren, take it away.
Thanks very much, Jim. The last time the city of Hamilton played host to the Grey Cup was in 1972. Capacity back then at Ivor Wynne Stadium, just a little over 30,000. Capacity this year, 40,400. It should be duly noted that in '72, the hometown Hamilton Tiger Cats did knock off the Saskatchewan Roughriders by a count of 13-10. Remember Ian Sunner with the game-winning field goal? One man that remembers it vividly is Ron Lancaster, who was the starting quarterback for Saskatchewan, now the head coach of the Eskimos. He held court today, along with his counterpart, Don Matthews.
He used to use the term living on the edge. He still plays that way. That's just kind of the way he is. And when you play him, you better be ready because they're always prepared. And when a team's prepared, they have a chance to win. And when he picks the right personnel, that just adds to it.
When you look at Ron's team, he doesn't make a mistake. He's sound, and he makes the right decisions. He's been in the league longer than Moses. And if it's happened, he's seen it. So, you know, there are no surprises for Ron Lancaster.
Also brought up at the press conference was the fact that the Edmonton Eskimos are underdogs, but that's a mindset that Ron Lancaster doesn't agree with.
You're only an underdog by somebody that tells you are. I don't really believe you can walk into either locker room and tell somebody they're a favorite or an underdog. The one thing about the football players, they know one thing: they got to show up and play Sunday. You can read all the papers and listen to all the hype and talk about the favorites and who's good and who isn't. But if you don't execute when they put the ball on the tee, it really doesn't matter who is what. Favorite or underdog doesn't matter.
Now, one of the reasons that the Edmonton Eskimos are underdogs is their offense. They are not prolific, they are effective. During the course of the regular season, they average 25 points per game. Danny McManus leads their attack. With more on the Eskimos, here is TSN's Ken Chillibeck.
Danny McManus is the other quarterback in this year's Grey Cup. Make no mistake. The spotlight is on Doug Flutie, and with good reason. For the unassuming Eskimo quarterback, though, even some of the Argos defenders don't know his name.
I feel that we're going to put a lot of pressure on old quarterback they got over there.
For Danny McManus, though, his low profile is just fine.
I don't want any of it. Let Doug have it all. I mean, he's pumping his new CD, and that's perfect, him and Darren, but that's not my style, and I just think there's other guys on the team that enjoy it more than I do.
His best attribute, I think, is that he's a fighter. He's not going to quit on you, and he's going to give it 100% every time.
For whatever reason, though, McManus gets the job done. 2 years ago with BC, he knocked off Calgary in the Western Final with a last play of the game pass to Darren Flutie. Then came off the bench the following week to lead the Lions to a Grey Cup victory.
I don't know how to explain it or anything like that. I think during the playoffs, it's a do-or-die type of situation, and the focus is a little bit more. And it just seems that I've been fortunate enough to be on the right side of a good ball game.
McManus, though, has come through a lot this season. He threw 27 interceptions, a new Eskimo record. He took a lot of heat for that, but yet here he is in the Grey Cup.
A lot of people who are making the criticism have never been behind center and had 300-pound guys trying to nail you. But the interceptions are going to happen, but it's never going to hold me back from throwing the football.
He understands what the quarterback's role is. We understand he's not going to run for 100 yards. You know, we know that. The big thing is the turnovers. That's what we've heard about all year. And he's done it. He knows it. Hopefully we won't have him this week. But if we do, we still have to find a way to win. But as far as a quarterback, I don't think he really has any shortcomings, and I think his best years are ahead of him.
Danny McManus gives a lot of credit for his success to his teammates. He says he has some great weapons, the likes of a Darren Flutie and an Eric Blunt. Also, he says he has a great offensive line. And this time of the year, he has one message to them. He says it's too cold to be on the ground. Just give me a lot of protection. So far, they have. That's a look at the Eskimos. Now Rod Smith has a look at the guys that will be trying to put McManus on the ground, the Argos defense.
Thanks, Ken. If you believe in that old axiom about defense winning championships, you'll understand another reason why the Argos like their chances on Sunday. In the final game of the regular season, the Argo D held Hamilton to only 14 points and 7 first downs. 2 weeks later in the Eastern Final, they proved immovable against Montreal, allowing Tracy Ham's offense only 7 points, period. As a longtime defensive coordinator, it's the unit in which Don Matthews takes the most pride.
A lot of people are starting to realize that we have a pretty good defense. When you look at Edmonton's team, you say defense. When you look at Toronto's defense, it surrendered 5 fewer points than Edmonton's did. So I guess the 2 best defenses in the league are going to be playing in the Grey Cup.
People talk about Edmonton and talk about everybody else, but the truth is, we're 15-3, 16-3. We've been there like all season, so that kind of speaks for itself.
When Matthews became the Argo head coach, he literally revamped the defense, a process that carried on well through the season. With each addition, he had better personnel, but it still took time to find the right chemistry.
This defense has taken a long time to gel. I think, and toward the end, I think it's been great.
The final improvement came because our talent changed. And right now, we've got the most talented defense that we've had all year, and we're playing the best.
Among the most improved Argos down the stretch, Don Matthews points out Reggie Givens, safety Lester Smith, and Canadian linebacker Michael O'Shea, who took a few weeks getting used to the system when he arrived in September. And speaking of system, that is really what has made this defense go, especially last week against Montreal.
I think what it was everybody just bought wholeheartedly into the game plan we had. Nobody second-guessed anything. Everybody worked hard, watched extra film, prepared really well, and it was just that real positive attitude that, yes, what we have to work with is what's going to win us the game.
In their 2 games against Edmonton this year, the Argo defense held the Eskimos to an average of 19 points a game, and now they feel their defense is that much better. If that's true, it'll put even more pressure on the defense that's still considered to be #1 in the CFL, the Eskimos. Darren?
Thanks very much, Rod. There is no question that this is a Don Matthews defense. Don Wilson is the only starter that will play this Sunday that was with the Toronto Argonauts last year. That'll do it for now. Coming up a little later on in the show, TSN football analyst Glenn Suter will join me. By the way, Jim, I love the jacket. You know the Stamps are not playing this week, but I might want to borrow it tomorrow night. The CFL Awards are on the network. We are on the air at 10 o'clock Eastern Time.
They're not? Oh.